Hello and welcome to another tutorial in SpaceClaim. In this particular tutorial we're going to look at the same trussed bridge that we looked at earlier, but we're going to build the geometry more in 3D mode as compared to sketch mode. So to begin with, I'll close the pop-up window. I will right click, select new sketch plane, come to the XY axis, click OK, come up to File, SpaceClaim Options, go to Units, change the default from millimeters to meters, scroll down and change the minor grid spacing from 001 to 0.1. Enter. Now I can look at my plan view and begin my sketch. I will start in sketch mode, and I'll click on line. I'll draw a line. I want to look at this in Cartesian dimensions, so I'll scroll over and click on Cartesian. I'll come up 2 meters and -1, click, and 2 meters and -1, click. Now I will escape, and escape. Rotate my geometry a little bit. I'll come and click on the first line, control click the second line, select move, and you can see that right now I am only able to move this in 2D, up and down and left and right, and rotate it. So I want to click on the 3D mode, and now you can see I can move this in the Z direction. I'll click on the Z, or I'll hold on the Z axis, control click and slide this back, type in 3 meters. Now I will come up to the blend tool, click on blend, and if you see what happens, that area became a surface, and I don't want to do that, so I need to be careful when I push the blend command that I don't have lines already selected. So I'll hit return. Now I'm back to my lines, nothing is selected. I can click on the blend tool. I'll come up to this point, and you can see that right here I have the line selected. Up here I have the point selected. So I will click on the point, control click on the second point, and I draw a line. Now I'm ready to copy this geometry, so I will select it, and I will control or click on move, highlight the X-axis, control drag, type in 2, same thing, highlight the X, control drag, type in 2. I will hold down the control and push my middle mouse button to do a linear translation. Come back, highlight the X-axis, control, and type in 2. I now have the diagonal members of my truss developed. I'm ready to go ahead and insert the top members. To do this, I'll use the blend tool in 3D mode. So again, I will highlight and click on this line, or that dot, that vertex, control click the second one, and then if I go to do my next point, you can see that my first line has disappeared. So I need to make sure I hit enter after each line that I create. So I'll do that again and click on the point, control click, and then hit the enter. Now when I go to my next point, that line stays there, and I can go ahead and continue to create the rest of these lines. And so I left click, control, left click, enter. Now I have those top members done. I'm ready to go ahead and create the horizontal top members. So I will hold or click on the point, control click, click on the point, control click, And you can see I forgot to hit enter, so I'm starting over. Click on the point, control click, enter. Click on the point, control click, enter. Click on the point and control click, enter. Now when I come over to do the lines here, I need to be careful. When I select this top point here, you can see this line here is highlighted. And so I'll click on it, and then when I come over here to click on the point, I just need to control click, and this line is highlighted. So control click, enter. Same thing, click, control click, enter, click, control click, enter. Now I could have developed a lot of those lines with copy and paste. That's certainly another way to do it that works just as well. I'm ready to go ahead and build the bottom surface, so I'll go into sketch mode. I'll change the sketch plane so that I am looking at the XZ axis. So once it's there and highlighted, I'll go ahead and click to maintain that axis. I'll click on the rectangle. Might rotate this a little so I can see it better. I know that's my starting point because that green line is my truss member. So I'll click on that point and drag, and I need this to be 8 meters by 3 meters, and I know that will fit my truss. So I'll release that and escape and escape. And now you can see that over here I have all my curves developed. I can come up here and click on those curves as a drop down, and I can highlight and go through them all. If I click on the top one, scroll down to the bottom and shift click, I can see all of them highlighted, and I have all of my lines. So I can minimize that. Now I'm ready to go start my cross sections. So I'll come to prepare, profiles, and I'll click on my cross section. Then I come over here and I right click, edit beam profile, and I'll enter this as 0.05, enter, and 0.05, enter. Now I can scroll out and I can see my cross section. Down here I see my new system has been developed for my cross section. I can keep that or close it. I usually keep it so I can go back and investigate my cross section. I now come back to the design tab, click on design, and come from groups back to structure. And then if I come to design and mode and click the 3D mode, I can see my entire structure there. I have my surface as my bottom plate and my curves. I'm ready to go ahead and create my beams. So I'll open up the curves, left click on the top one, scroll to the bottom, shift click, and then come up here to prepare and create, and that will create my beams. I can now click on the beams, and I can see that I have turned all those curves into beams. Now I can look at the cross sections of those. I can come to design in 3D mode and come to prepare, and I should be able to click on display and look at those, but I have them developed over here. I'm going to now create a new component, because what I need to do is essentially merge all these beams together so that the boundary conditions are recognized between the joints. If I don't merge them, each one of these will be an independent beam when I go to solve it in the finite element model. So again, I'll click on the top beam, and I need to come back to design and select. Now click on the top beam, scroll to the bottom, shift click, and I have them all. Now I will come up and right click on those beams and select move to new component, and I'll type in beams 1, and now I can come and click on beams 1 and come down to the properties, scroll to the top, and I can share this topology. The default is to not have anything shared. I want to share it all, so I'm going to click on it to bring up the drop down, click the drop down, and click merge. Now all of these beams have been merged together and will act as one truss system. So now I've created my geometry. I can come to the display and look at the solids, and that shows me my beam cross sections, and I have my beam in place. At this point I'm ready to minimize my SpaceClaim window and go ahead and open my model. Since we've already done that part and it's the same, I will go ahead and end this tutorial at this point. Thanks for watching.